Welcome back to the second Marchus Honest video. So far this has actually been a pretty fun project to work on next to Deep Space. So the first thing I've added is a little node editor for the patrol routes. Now inside of the editor here you can see I can edit the different nodes that the AI are going to take when they're patrolling, and it all shows up nicely in the editor. The next thing I added is multiple node possibilities, is what I'm calling it. Essentially, I want a slight amount of randomness to the AI's patrol behavior. Not entire randomness, right? Because there's actually some discussion, and I want to show you here with a drawing, about what makes fun AI. Randomness can often feel punishing to the player, if that makes sense. Right, I think it was one of the developers of Halo who said, if you make an AI have a 50-50 chance to do something, that means that any plan that the player comes up with will only work half the time through no fault of their own. And that's not necessarily fun for the player, right? So I was thinking about if we imagine that this is an intersection at a road here. I was thinking that if the AI had their standard patrol route, which is this, that maybe they have a 50% chance to go on another patrol route over up on this road. And although I might still end up doing that, I still maybe want to have patrol routes predictable, so that way the AI or the player can plan accordingly, right? I think that makes more sense to make it more engaging for the player. So with that being said, I have, to some limited degree, add some randomness, because I think not 100% predictability is a good thing, right? So it shouldn't always be completely predictable, it should just be within the realm of predictability. So that brings me to branching nodes here, which are these little yellow ones you can see here. Speaking of yellow ones, these are stand nodes. So each of the blue nodes is just a little node that tells the player or the AI that's patrolling, that's following this path, to move to the next one. There's a new node type called stand, and if I set it to that, you'll notice the stand node renders as yellow. And I can adjust how long the AI stands when they arrive at this node. And so basically what I've done with these multiple node possibilities is when the AI get to, when the AI gets to one of these nodes, they'll have a 50-50 chance to move to the next node, or they'll go over here and stand around for like 15 seconds. Or I believe over here I might have set it to like 60 seconds or something. Just various times. So now, not only will they follow the patrol route, but maybe they'll just like stop, and in the future they could have an animation like maybe they're stopping to smoke a cigarette or something, you know, whatever they end up doing. So I'm really happy with this node editor. I think that's just part of my journey of making better AI, is also tools for myself to make them better. And it's a really useful tool to have a nice visual way to create like patrol routes and stuff like this. So, you know, and it all automatically adjusts itself. So that's just a really useful tool for me to have in Engine. The next thing I wanted to play around with, besides just having standard AI on the ground, is this little helicopter here. And it doesn't currently do anything. The blades rotate and it's got a little light attached to it. But in the future, I want this to maybe act as sort of like something that patrols over the area, and if it spots you, it'll alert all the AI in the area. Right, so the helicopter is just sort of another thing to add to the tension of the game. Is like, not only do you have to pay attention to what's on the ground, but you have to pay attention to what's in the air. So with all that being said, I can actually show you the game now, which is, I've adjusted the lighting to make it more, I want to say, creepy, or maybe a horror atmosphere. As you can see, the game is just, it's so much darker now. It's just a lot harder to see. It's much more foggy, but I think this adds to the overall atmosphere. You can see that if I were like hiding right here behind these crates or something, this might be a bit more intense than a bright sunny day. Yep, with the AI walking by here. Yeah, and you'll see that some of them will probably stop. They have a 50-50 chance, so theoretically they could all stop there since it's equal possibility. But this helicopter, I think, with this spotlight would just be insanely, it would just be like an insane feeling if you're running along and you just have this spotlight on you. That'd be a really creepy really intense feeling like, oh shit, I've been spotted. So I'm really looking forward to working on the helicopter AI more. Oh, as you can see, 2 of them decided to stop at that node. One of them decided to just keep going past. And in fact, there's another stop node here, or stand node, at this bridge here, which he ignored. So let's see if he stops at this. There's only 3. Yep, he decided to stop there. Let's see if either of them stop at the bridge. Oh, one's moving past. They're both moving past. Alright, so yeah. Basically, they're still doing their standard patrol, but now there's some variation where they might stop at certain points and take a break or, you know, whatever. The whole point is just to add a more modular system and maybe make them feel more human, right? So, anyway, that's it for this Marchus Sonus video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget that there is a Discord if you're interested in hanging out with the community, and a Patreon if you're interested in supporting me. And I'll see you in the next one.